Hi, I'm Dennis Rule, a filmmaker, a nature enthusiast, and an avid paddler. Join me on my continuing journey in search of interesting places to explore. Hey, it's Dennis here, and it's another episode of Kayak on Tour. If you're new to the channel, well, welcome here, and if you're not new, well, welcome back. I hope you'll consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Today I'm in Iroquois, Ontario. We're on the St. Lawrence River. We're going to take a look at the Gallop Canal today. So a little bit of history, and that I'll talk about a little bit later, but the St. Lawrence Seaway was actually created in 1961, and so the Gallop Canal is part of the old waterway that linked much smaller ships through dozens and dozens of locks to make it from the ocean up to the Great Lakes. Anyway, it's cold today. It was -5 this morning. I actually had to chip some ice off the hatches to be able to open them up and get stuff stored. So that's the first for this year. Anyway, it's dry suit season, so this is the first time I'm wearing a dry suit. Water temperature this morning was 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's about 5.5 degrees Celsius. Not too pleasant as far as the water temperature, but on the good side, the sun is out. The winds are very, very low, forecasted to be below 10 kilometers an hour, and we're looking for a high of 10 to 12 degrees this afternoon. So let's go explore. Okay, we're going to start off by explaining where I am here. I'm actually on the upstream side of the lock. Now, originally, the Gallop Canal went through right where these trees are. So that was actually one of the Iroquois locks for the much smaller boats. So now it's a road, and like I said, the lock is just to the south of us here, and we'll see the gate of that, and then at the end of the video, I'll actually shoot some footage of the lock itself. So. That's the entrance to the Iroquois lock. Now, an interesting fact about the Iroquois lock is most of the time there is no elevation change in this lock. There is a dam just around the point over to camera right. It's a control dam, and it will not, obviously, you can't get a ship through there. Smaller boats can go through the dam because the gates are generally open. And again, there's rarely any elevation change here. But in the spring, when water runoff is high, the elevation can go as high as 2 feet difference between the upstream side and the downstream side of the lock. So anyway, we're not allowed in there, so we're going to turn around here and head upstream. Okay, we're coming up to a ship. That's kind of fun, but first let me talk about the international waters thing here. First thing that's really important here is if you look to camera left, that is the US shore. On camera right, Canadian shore, that's actually an island. The river is dotted with islands, and some are American, some are Canadian. And you have to be aware of where you are. So make sure you have some navigation aids, either a map, cell phone with a map, or a GPS. It's okay to transit through US waters, but you cannot stop, and you certainly can't step foot onto the island. Okay, so the ship ahead of us, a couple of safety precautions there. First of all, he's a heck of a lot bigger than the kayak, so you got to give him lots of room. Be aware that in certain parts of the river, they are navigating the current, so they're actually putting up a substantial wake. It can be up to 6 feet, so be aware of that, and again, give them lots of room. In this case here, he's slowing down in order to enter the Iroquois lock, so he's losing speed. He's not going to have any wake at all, but you're going to see a substantial prop wash as we get closer to the ship, so things to be aware of. Give them lots of room. Up ahead, you'll see the town of Cardinal. You can see the mill there. That's actually a food plant. They make corn syrup there. And just beyond that, I don't know if you noticed it, but it's in the field of view, kind of in behind the mill, is the International Bridge between Prescott, Ontario and Ogdensburg, New York. And I've noticed that there's a considerable current here, so the dam must be open, letting a lot of water through. So I'm paddling up against the current and paddling against the wind a little bit. So it's not as quick going as it was, or as I thought it would be, but it's okay. We're having fun. Oh, I forgot. Cheers. Check this out. Just over this little berm is the Gallop Canal, the original Seaway from back pre 1961. So yeah, pretty cool. Well, there you go. It was a wonderful adventure. Thanks for joining me on this one. I hope you enjoyed this tour, and I hope you will consider subscribing to the channel. We paddled a total of 10.6 kilometers, and yeah, we'll pop up the little track of the route here onto the screen. And if you stayed right to the end, I promised you a little tour of the loch. So we'll do a drive-by at the tourist lookout there and show you what the loch is all about. And I'd like to say thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now. Well, that was good luck. Just coming up to the viewing point here of the loch, and there's a ship exiting. So yeah, two cool things for the video, two firsts. So we've got a drawbridge over here, and you see the two gates, and there's also emergency stop logs. There's actually double gates, the round semi-circle black items there. That's the inside gates, and the other set on the other side of the outside gates. So in case something ever happened, they don't shut down the lock. So that's a pretty cool safety feature.